Before I moved to Lexington, I was living in Perry County, and there was no jobs there, so I moved down here to find a better job for my family. And when I had actually heard about a few things, about a few places to help people out, the rescue mission was the most talked about. So that was the reason why I was more interested in it. And I was actually kind of down, starting over with my life. And so I heard about it and I looked it over, and they had actually started helping me out more. And I was very down. I was actually drinking a lot, being a bad alcoholic, but they actually sobered me up. I mean, 2.5 years now. So I'm very, very, very grateful for them. A better job. I was living at the Men's Hope Center, and I had actually had one of the gentlemen mention about the mission. So I had found out where the men's house was and went and applied for the application. And they was speaking to me about, how well they help out people and everything. So I went and checked it out, and I liked it. And they told me to go ahead and do the process of the housing. So I did that, and I enjoyed it. Oh, the Potter's House is a very lovely transitional living house. The gentleman there, the counselors, Steve, Alan, all the guys there, they help you out as much as possible. Jim comes by. They're very loving, warming. I mean, when you get there, most people would think that it's like a bad place to be, but actually it's a place that you can actually gather yourself together, and you can actually bond with God and other gentlemen, and your problems, and then actually gradually grow to know that you're not the only one in the world that has problems. So they take you in and they help you out, and then you do the processing of finding a job. Mm-hmm. So they do very, very well at their job. I was pretty much not exactly into church anymore. So when I got into the men's transitional living house, the church, they had brought me closer and closer to God, because Jim and Becky, going to church at the Porter Memorial with Steve, the spiritual council at the men's house, they had talked to me more and more about it, and I got closer to God. I see my future with a good, loving family, spiritually with God more and more, just a good foundation, being a stable husband with my children. Yeah, I'd like to thank Becky and Jim, the Men's Potter's House, for everything they've done for me, because if it wasn't for them when I first moved to Lexington, I would probably be still drinking, being a bad alcoholic. They had made me grown to love myself more than what I did, and they really go out of their way to help people, and more than most people would actually think. So, I mean, I love them to death for it. I still try my best to come see them, here at the mission. So, I mean, without them, I'd probably still be nowhere right now.